Rishabh started his keynote saying that we are not just in the in the business of money, but the just is important because we are also in the business of money. So this talk is all about business. Last year, I had given a talk on Frappe's revenue model because last year was a very instrumental year where Frappe cloud revenue surpassed all other revenue streams. And that was the main crux of our discussion in the last year's business talk. This year also, Frappe Cloud continues to be our primary revenue driver. In fact, it's been growing stronger than ever even this year. But along with that, we also have enterprise plans which contribute to Frappe's revenue, trainings, and partnerships. So these four, all to put together drive revenue in Frappe. So before I start, any guesses on the month-on-month revenue growth of Frappe Cloud that we see? And partners can't guess because yesterday we already did this trivia. Any others other than partners who want to make a guess? What's our month-on-month growth of the Frappe Cloud platform? 10%? 30% month-on-month growth. That's huge. Anybody else? Okay. So the number is 5%. Uh, Over the last 12 months, we've seen consistent 5% growth, and 5% month on month growth is a great recurring business. And last month, which is July, we were almost $330,000 in MRR, monthly recurring revenue. Uh, in terms of number of partners, 2023, we had 61 Frappe partners. 2024, we had 112. And any guesses for the count this year? 450, somebody said. Anyone else? 200, that's close. So we have 207 partners globally who are active today as we speak in the Frappe partner community. So that's also been a slow, steady, phenomenal organic growth. Yesterday we concluded a very good partner meetup where most of the partners had turned up and we discussed business. Um, Although many of you know India and Middle East are the top regions, what any guesses for the third largest region of Frappe in terms of the business we get? Somebody said US, Africa. So yeah, Africa has been the third largest, but this year Americas kind of took over, or they both tie actually. Americas and Africa both kind of tie in third position, and this is the order in which we have revenue coming in from different regions. And this year was also the year where Frappe turned profitable. We made close to 25% net profits over our revenue, and this is what Rishabh had written about in his blog too. So that's been the year for us in terms of business. Frappe Cloud has around 3,600 active paying accounts. That's also a number that is steadily growing. So this is not just partners. Anybody can go create a site and start becoming a paid customer. So these are the number of active accounts we have on Frappe Cloud. All right, a little bit about me. Last year, I had my own transition from a growth and marketing focused to operations focused. And the story I feel like sharing before I even begin is this salon. This is a salon very close to my house. So when I shifted here, when I went here for the first time, um, I had a brilliant experience. As soon as I entered, I was given a nice place to sit. I was offered green tea. I was given a very good haircut with the right temperature of water. Everything was perfect. And you might wonder why am I talking about a salon at the Frappe Business Talk. The reason this is important is 3 months later, when I went to the same salon, I did not get the same experience at all. Nobody offered me a seat. The haircut was almost like I had a 1 hour waiting time. Temperature was different, everything was not the same. And that was a realization. In business, consistency is hard. It's the toughest thing to crack. Consistency is when your business is not dependent on the rock star salesperson, or your business is not dependent on the founder's energy to make money and build sustainability. Consistency comes with process driven businesses, it comes with standardization. So that's what our focus has been. In Frappe, also, we've been very focused on quality. Um, quality has been our growth strategy, right? You must have read in business books, our strategy is open source, or somebody may think our strategy is XYZ. But in a very simple terms, Frappe's strategy, growth strategy has been quality. We build quality products and we offer quality services to our end customers. But and that indeed reflects in how we operate. We have everything measured in the company, including our support excellence, our sales excellence, even our partners' quality, something we measure and report every week in our internal all hands. So that's what I mean by being quality driven. We are very metric driven. But this year went one step ahead. Metric is just the starting point, but very rarely we get to the next step, which is continuous improvement. In the Japanese philosophy, it's called Kaizen. And that's something we've been doing internally in our business teams also. Not only do we measure metrics regularly, but we continuously improve. We keep putting permanent and corrective fixes into metrics and improve them. But that's Frappe. As you all know, 70% of our business is driven by partners, and this is directly, indirectly both. Because in 2022, Frappe exited direct services. We don't offer direct services like customizations or implementations to our end customers. So, our end customers' experience depends on our partners' quality more than ours, because they are the first impression and sometimes the last impression for our end customers. So, now that we all know partners are shaping the first impression, partners are shaping the entire perception of Frappe, our focus changed. Many of our revenue focused salespeople were in an existential crisis that we've always been doing sales, but here what matters is, are our partners good enough, right? So we had a shift this year. Before that shift, I want to talk about one more thing, which is the challenges that partners faced. Over the last 2 years in my journey in Frappe, I've spoken to a lot of people, like lot of partners, and I've also been the person who goes and speaks to people to learn about how they did business and everything. The one thing that I realized is most partners start with being very good in the technical side of the business, right? Either they are very good developers or they are very good functional consultants, but that does not mean they will automatically become great businessmen. Building a business in the ERP or software services domain is a very different ball game, and that's what we faced. Our partners struggle after first few successful implementations, is struggle in the business fundamentals like sustained profits, making sure the pricing is correct, making sure they do consistent delivery of projects. So those are the challenges our partner faced. So coming back to the original point, our sales team had to pivot. So this year we changed our focus from sales to partner success. We now have almost a 8-member partner success team, and many of our partners will tell you that we regularly engage with them, help them in improving their quality, consult with them over business, and that's what our sales team has been up to. So we call ourselves partner success team, not just sales team anymore. The second thing that we did was standardization. And Chris, I think I saw him, but I don't see him here anymore. He's one of our partners from Kenya, from Pointers Hub. And what I realized is he's a very good example of how standardization has been helping him build quality in his business. So we are helping our partners with standard operating procedures, with trainings, with one-on-one consulting to make sure that they offer high quality services to end customers. So that's the second shift that happened, which is standardization. Another reason standardization is important is we want end customers to get excellent and world class experience. So our partners, it's sometimes it becomes a mandate, but the goal is to make sure the end customer gets a consistent experience from Frappe partners. So these are just a glimpse of the SOPs that we've come up with, and our partner managers are working closely with the partners to help them adopt all of these standard operating procedures in their business. So this includes sales, delivery, customer support, customer success, all of the fundamentals for any software services business. So yeah, finally, many of you might already know about the partner maturity model. Is there someone who doesn't know? Maybe can raise their hand. Okay. So we assign a PMM score to our partners, and that's the audited score that Frappe offers to our partners to make sure end customers know that they are how well do they score in different quality parameters. So it's similar to like the CMMI score. It is a 5 point scale measured based on these six broad categories of quality. But the one thing that we also plan to introduce now very soon to this criteria is direct feedback from customers. So, very soon we will start measuring direct feedback from customers and devise it back to the score that you will all be able to see on the partner's profile. So yeah, this is a glimpses of some trainings we did for sales, implementation, delivery. This was the one we did in Nairobi, Mumbai, and then there was one online for our partners. Yeah, and this is the PMM score that is visible for each of our partners, which helps end customers make the right decision. Uh, so yeah, I want to bring this slide because Udu has been doing a lot of marketing, not just in Indian region, but in other regions. And while they've been spending crores of rupees in marketing, we continue to keep a organic and quality-led growth strategy for Frappe. We will continue to invest in quality of our partners, of our internal operations. That's what we feel that's the best marketing. Happy customer is the best marketing. So that's how I would like to end my talk and invite Parth to talk about how the small business and SMB growth is happening in the Frappe ecosystem. Thank you so much.
Quick introduction. My name is Parth, and I am leading the India partnership team at Frappe. Coming to this topic, Frappe for SMBs, and this has been a never-ending discussion inside Frappe. In fact, yesterday only in the partner meetup, we had a long chat around this, whether we want to work on the SMB market, whether we should focus on enterprises, where should we put our more energy on. So by this presentation we just want to put some things in perspective. We'll talk not only about the SMB market but also about the enterprises. So moving on, if we look at the SMB market, right, just to give you some stats, there are, if I talk about India, there are 1.4 crore GST registered business, and of course, not all of them are are your prospects, because not everyone is going to buy an ERP for sure. Even if you take 1% of that, that is still 14 lakhs. If I give you some other stat, Tally has 24 lakhs customers, right? And the actual count is more than that, but that is what the published count is. So you look at the size of the SME market. On the other side, there is an enterprise market. I just did some research, and I found out from one article that there are only 8,000 companies which are having revenue above 500 CR. And 500 CR is not probably a truly enterprise business, I would say. But you look at the difference. Now, just to move on, see that if we talk about the reality of SMBs, these SMBs run on very thin margin. And when we talk about business applications, they have very few options. Option number one is they will use Tally, which they will outgrow very soon, right? Because eventually your business operations will become more complex. You will grow, you will add more team members, you will have complex operations that you will have to manage. And then Tally, it's very hard. Other option is that you go for tier one ERPs, which are extremely expensive and very, very complex. Like imagine an SMB with 20, 30, or 50 employees trying to implement SAP like solution, right? S4 HANA. And all. These are very expensive. License cost will be probably in upwards of lakhs, or sometimes even a crore, right? So they can't afford those. Or there is one more option. They will go with some SaaS tools. But what happens with SaaS tools? The entry is easier. Like you can start with few user licenses, and you can start with one app free kind of a model. Then when you eventually grow, add more users, your cost will shoot up. And ERPs are and business applications are not something that you plan for 1 year or 2 year, right? You have to think from a long term perspective. Think for probably 10 years, because it's like you are getting into a marriage. This is going to stay in your company for quite long time. So of course you plan for long term. So these are some of the points that I just covered. Covered thin margins, Tally, or tier one ERPs, or SaaS applications. So it feels like their growth is held back by the software. And typically if I talk in the SaaS terms, they are getting penalized for growing. Like, you added more users, now pay me more. So which is a very difficult place to be in. And that's exactly where Frappe and ERP Next comes in, right? So what we are offering here is a solution which is comparable with tier 1 ERPs of the market, but it is coming at a cost of a tally, right? And that too, if you host on Frappe Cloud or some cloud platform. If you self host, then essentially it is free. So why would any SMB not use a tool like ERP Next? Like, if you ask me, it's a no brainer. Um, yeah. And if I talk about Frappe Cloud particularly, right, your cost will be very predictable. Like, if you add more users, your cost will not increase. It's not the increase will not be exponential. Like, if your usage increases, yes, you will have to upgrade your plan, but that is also a marginal. So your upfront cost is less. At the same time, your total cost of ownership over the years will also be lesser. No per user licenses. I already covered this point. This has been talked about for quite some time, so I'll not spend much time on this. And yeah, you grow as you grow. And it's not even only about the cost. The cost is just one part. Maybe there are companies who can afford. So why should they not pay for a more tier one kind of a solution? On the other side, ERP Next and Frappe applications are also very simple. SMBs don't have the manpower and capacity to run a solution which is categorized at tier one, because these are very complex solutions, right? So you need something that is simple. You need something that you can roll out in probably a few months. You don't have to like wait for 6 months or a year to roll out the system. And also, you need something that is easy to use on the day-to-day basis, right? And that's exactly where ERP Next and Frappe ecosystem comes in. If you want a validation that whether ERP Next and Frappe applications are market ready or not, the data states that there are 12,000 sites which are running on Frappe Cloud using Frappe applications, including ERP Next and CRM and whatnot. There are thousands or probably lakhs of users out there who are using the open source version of ERP Next, which we don't even know. So it is validated. Market has adopted ERP Next, and there is no requirement of any further proof if the ERP Next is capable of handling customer use cases. Moving on, it's not only about ERP Next, right? When you're a business, you are going to need a bunch of other application, and that's what Frappe ecosystem offers you. There is ERP Next, there is help desk if you want to provide support. There is CRM if you want to do like for your CRM related operations. There is Wiki, Frappe Drive, Builder, and whatnot. So there are bunch of tools. Once you are in the Frappe ecosystem, you don't have to go anywhere looking for any other application. That's it. Like your business application search ends here. And yeah, on top of it, I already covered this, but the entire Frappe ecosystem and ERP Next is open source. So technically, there is no lock-in. Even if you start today on Frappe Cloud, you are paying a recurring cost on Frappe Cloud. If tomorrow you want to move out, you have that freedom, which not a lot of ERPs will offer you in the market, right? Which ERP will tell you that, okay, 2 years down the line, you don't pay us, still you can use the software? No, that freedom is not there. There's no lock-in, and plus the cost, plus less complexity, it makes ERP Next a very compelling solution for SMB market. Um, yeah, so I just want to, and yeah, one more thing. I talked about the from the customer's point of view, but for partners also, if you look at the size of SMB market, right, it is huge. And because we come somewhere in between Tally and tier one ERPs, uh, partners also have a really good opportunity to go after this market and earn revenue through SMB market itself. So I just want to conclude: SMBs do deserve world class systems, and we are building them. Thank you so much. That's my talk.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am Faraz Khatri. I take care of the enterprise business at Frappe. So, as rightly said, SMBs around the world or even enterprises around the world go and self-host because of true nature of open source. They can go and self-host and use it as per their convenience. Today, my talk would mainly share some insights about open source users, for enterprises who are self-hosting, and how we can help them. So to start with, we had a very lean team where we used to go ahead and onboard customers, help customers, and support them throughout their journey. And the growth was inorganic. I mean, we were used to get customers, and also the scale of customers were kind of increasing. So we couldn't understand where we should increase more sales team member, whether we need more business or we should fix our delivery. So we went ahead and fixed our delivery first. We added dedicated support team members. We added dedicated customer success managers who could support global customers, not just India, and as well as we want some business as well. So we onboarded enterprise team members within the team as well. So this is how the team is structured. We've almost doubled down the team within a year. So to move forward, the fundamental question is, see, they are still self-hosting. Customers are going self-hosting. Why do they still come with Frappe, and then why do they want to work with us? Any guesses? No. All right. So the most common ones that the customers come to us and they would ask us, would you go ahead and implement? But as Neha rightly said, last 2 years we've stopped the services business. So we don't implement. We recommend our partners to implement. And then still they will come to us that we have some customizations to do. Will you develop it for us? No, that's not the case. We even don't do these customizations. We of course tell our partners to do the customization for them. And then we still have some type of customers who would say, will you give me your developers so that I have this work or that work? But still we don't have that model. The most common thing where the enterprise customers talk to us is mainly because when they are growing and they come and face scalability issues or performance issues, and they need to scale up their businesses. There are complex scenarios where they have implemented or they have written some custom scripts, and it falls into scalability performance issues. That is where they join hands with us. I'll share you some more insights that how do we fix the issues for them. So we have a very high touch model. See, these are complex business that they've implemented, uh, and they are live on the systems. And then when they are live and they scale, they face issues. So high touch model mainly would help them with type of right assurance that can get from Frappe. So mainly they, most important is them for being uptime or being, the systems are stable. So with the help of warranty, as Frappe, we can assure them or guarantee them that if they encounter any bugs or they have any incidents in the core product, we make sure that we fix it for them, and also we make sure the system is stable and also secure. Also, there are certain cases where they need a lot of other integrations with, they have other third party systems talking to each other, lots of volume of data coming into the system as a backend. So they will need a lot of technical expertise and engineering advisory where they can scale their systems properly. And the best part is priority SLA. So we can they'll have our attention. Basically, if the customer is open source, they can just go on GitHub and raise these issues, but there's no guaranteed response from Frappe, or there's no guaranteed response that the issue would be fixed. And these enterprises need less risk. They don't want their systems to be down, or a certain downtime can even impact a lot of business value. So these priority SLAs help them to make sure they have our attention and we fix critical issues, and they can have their system up and running. Also, a dedicated account manager can help them to prioritize certain things. As in the track one, Nabeen rightly said, we are taking new features, so we have a queue. We can maintain a roadmap, so we can speak to our customer account managers and recommend them. And these are some enhancements that they are requiring, so we can prioritize them. And of course, every enterprise would need to have a secure system, so we will make sure new updates how can be deployed on their production server, which is very critical for them. And of course, because enterprises love customizations, we can recommend the best practices around the code, so that in future they want to scale, they would be able to do it correctly, rather than just a wrong code and the systems might get down. So I have a very interesting story about, again, self-hosted customers. Iron Money is quite famous in India. So they are live for ERP Next from last couple of years, and they've been handling around 1 crore of data. But when they go ahead do their report of trial balance, maybe the trial balance takes almost 30 minutes. So they went and checked with us whether this is a normal behavior. So we rightly said, no, this is not the normal behavior. There are some things that we need to help you with consulting, and then we can see how we can fix it. Similarly, Supertail, one of the good startup ecosystem customer, they've been handling large volume of data, but their inter warehouse company transfers would be around almost 400 or sometimes even 600 line of transactions in a particular entry. So when at the time of entry and they found that their stocks are not updated, and it's a really embarrassing situation when they want to deliver something and there is no stock in the warehouse to deliver. So they have to wait almost 5 6 hours to do the delivery, and impact of e-commerce is bit affected for them. So these are the problems we can solve the enterprises. There are a lot more, but these are the very common issues that these enterprises, when they're self-hosting, they face when they scale. I have again one more interesting story. So you're not good at the private organization helping there, but always government organization have shown interest to use ERP next. So there was an interesting story with NAFED is a central government, and they're still on Tally, and they have almost 13 14 applications like on Excel and smaller applications which are not talking to each other. So internally they as a digitalize way to help the ministry, they wanted to implement an ERP. So they handshake with one of the PMC, and the PMC guided them that open source is only the way to go with them, which is recommended, that they can even integrate with so many other systems, and you would be able to scale for your operations. But we had a hard time here. We wanted to, we see as a fit. ERPNX is a good fit for them. We even showed them demos, and they were convinced, this is a solution. They went out and did government projects in India is always a bidding. So they released a bid, and we couldn't find a partner that we could go together and bid as a SI for them. So this this took us back, and I thought we're gonna lose it, and we're going to lose it for some other open source so-called software who's just doing advertising on metros and hoardings. We're going to lose it for them. So I was kind of not happy, and but helpfully my team members did a good job, and then we finally found a SI who wanted to work with us. And apparently it was the competitor's best partner who were kind of really unhappy with how the hoarding brand did it for them. So a good news is that we won this project. Nafed would be I've started implementing ERP next, and so with this, it realized that we also need a solid enterprise partner program that could help these bigger government organization and bigger enterprises. So we have a proposal in mind, and whoever is interested to join as an enterprise partner, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to onboard you. Moving forward, so these are some brief offering as an enterprise that they can have. The second and the third is mainly for self-hosting, but we do have our own cloud. We can offer premium SLAs if you're still interested to join Frappe Cloud. So you can just skim through the offering. And we also take feedback from an enterprise customer. So last year we've been hearing that we need SOC 2 Type 2, and we were not compliant. So immediately we realized that we need to start this process, and we are now SOC 2 compliant. We've completed this certificate as well. And also in future, we will have a dedicated enterprise event. So this is the first kind of event that we are planning. So we'll see you somewhere in January in Q4 in Mumbai.
Yeah, myself, Smital, along with Parth and Faraz, I look after enterprise sales. Sorry to say Parth because he is looking after the partner sales, and I look after enterprise sales. Yeah, so the journey has been very exciting. Since Faraz has already mentioned that we have been working with the larger enterprises in India. He has shared more stories about Indian customers right now. I'll be sharing some stories about how we also help the global customers out there and how we scale those larger enterprise problems, basically. So I would like to start with saying that since there was a debate saying that, hey, is ARP Next Enterprise ready, or is it an SMB product altogether, right? But I'm sure after these stories, you people will have and better understanding that ARP Next is really ready for the larger enterprise, not even enterprise, but also for the government organizations as well, right? So these stories will really help you get an insights about how we are helping them. So one such story is we visited one of our enterprise customer called Kiosk. They're based out in Kenya, right? Along with our partner Aquatech, who are already present here. They are into a retail chain, basically, kind of and connecting with the 20,000 plus retailers out there in those regions. And the challenge was, since they were using ERP Next, our partners helped them implement it. But somehow, having 60 million transactions a year, they started facing some of the performance and scaling issues, right? So they reach out to us, and along with the partner, we also help them optimizing the code. We understood where are the those challenges are. Like they were facing challenges on trial balance reports and other kinds of stock balance report. The way we optimized it, within within probably a week's time, this the kind of report were so much faster that they were able to extract the report within few seconds, which used to take some time. So this was one of the challenging project which took. So why it enterprise and the enterprise plans, or the kind of enterprise engagement is really crucial, because we being an OEM, we understand that these are the challenges, where are the bottlenecks, and how we can fix them, right? Since sometimes while deploying it, we don't understand that, yeah, probably this could be a challenge that come later. But when the business scales, those kind of challenges are identified and we able to fix them. Right now, I mean, they are one of the happy customer, and you can ask our partners as well. Other story is about Unirama, again, a large distribution company having 36 warehouses across Indonesia and Singapore, right? We visited them in the month of July, and along with a partner called Agile Technica, they are based out in Indonesia. They are not present here today, but they were also having multiple such scaling issues. So, right? So while we were having a local event in Indonesia, we also visited them, and we the entire day we did a brainstorming, and after that we helped to some of the optimization techniques, and now they are actually working really very well in our platform. Another example, sorry, we didn't visited them because they are based out in US. So just a picture is there. So this is one of the largest uh, dog food retail chain, I would say, in US, right? So they have also implemented ERP Next with one of our partner called Corsent, which is a US based partner, right? So with a regular cadence, and they were having some scaling issues when it comes to the cloud. So they were hosting on their own. We had a hybrid engagement with them at that point in time. With this enterprise support plan and the kind of right hosting, techniques, we help them scale those hosting challenges as well. So this was one such example I wanted to share it with you all. Yeah. So having said that, I'm sure after hearing this story, you people will understand that then, since there is no debate about whether the product is for enterprise or SMBs, I would say this product is there for each and every market, whether it's a small business, medium business, or large business. Maybe if we know right approach and right positioning to get into the enterprise, this is really a good product for the enterprises as well. Thank you so much.
So, hello everyone. My name is Ankita. I'm the regional manager for Africa at Frappe. So, now we want to give the stage to our partners. So, first up, we want to invite Mr. Kanaya Kale. He is a co founder and managing director at New Inditrans. New Inditrans is one of our oldest business partners, and they are our gold partners as well. So, hi. So, Kanaya, so as a Frappe partner, how has been your journey so far?
Yeah. So thank you, Ankita. Thank you for giving me this chance or opportunity. I hope I am audible enough. Yeah. Uh, so when we started, so as all of you know that we started this journey with Frappe quite long back. So it is almost 15 years, 16 years for to us. When we started in the initial few years, I was having a thought that there is no much importance given to the partners. There is no as such partner program. There is no as such ecosystem of partners where everything is revolving around open source software. Of course, that is the core, or that is a base, and everything was revolving around who is going to contribute. And yes, so the users, contributors, and the of course the Frappe team. Uh, Eventually, Umair came into picture. I think he suggested some arrangements for the partners. He designed he spent a good amount of efforts, and he designed a partner program. And that time I came across that there is some importance, and there is some support has been given to the partners. And that is how I think that day and now today we have seen a tremendous changes and growth in terms of partner ecosystem. uh, uh, in the days where there was a foundation, there were hardly five, seven, I think, partners who was formally or informally helping in the ecosystem. But now there are 200 plus partners officially onboarded, and out of that, there are, I think, more than 50% partners are up to some good tier levels. So that is the change we have seen in this overall ecosystem. So yes, we have seen our journey when we became a bronze partner. I think in couple of months we became a silver partner, and then in the same year we became a gold partner. So yes, journey has been changed, the growth we have seen, and now there is a equal importance and value has been seen, and we are seeing that in the ecosystem for partners for sure.
So I can understand that you have had your ups and downs, like as a partner as well. So how has Fappe supported you during this journey?
So let me take you through one incident or one of the uh, story. So of course every business goes through ups and downs. Still we are going through ups and downs. So it is a part and parcel of a business, I would say. It is a life cycle. uh, I got a call from Frappe team one fine day, and they said, we would like to visit your office and just have a chit chat. So I said it was a good opportunity for us to have a one-on-one discussions. And that time we were not having a enough discussion between partners and the OEM per se. Uh, so they visited our office. We had an open discussion. They were just trying to dig out, or they were just trying to find out what kind of process we do follow, what kind of do we really have any kind of metrics to measure our departments or the people, what kind of softwares and tool do we use. It was not per se some kind of audit, rather it was just open discussion. And discussion went well. We were under impression everything is good, everything is going well. uh, I think we are one of the partners who are having everything automated, so we were quite happy. And in next couple of days I got an email from Frappe team, and I saw the outcome of it. And that day I got to know it was a audit, PMM audit. And that day I came across it was a PMM audit process which got implemented. And I think we are one of the partners who was going through the audit process, and that opened our eyes. All our operations are scattered across multiple softwares. I think we were using we that time we just started moving to a ERP next accounting right from Tally. Then most of the things were on, though it was process driven, but on Google Drive, Excel sheets. Some of them were on some custom software developed softwares, and some of the things were on ERP next. So that really opened our eyes. And that day we decided that I think now we are selling a ERP next to our customers. So I think the first we need to implement that for ourselves. And that is where we have taken a very hard stand. That day and today, we have seen a major change all our process, right from client onboarding, taking a client lead feedback, not the client, the lead feedback. Uh, that means the sales feedback, I would say. Then operations, managing a projects, managing a cost sheet, managing the project profitability. Then customer feedback, customer operations, support, hypercare. And so complete project life cycle, right from onboarding till exit of a customer, everything is on ERP, just a single source of truth. And how we evaluate that, so the one way where we have is the insight. And we f- we have been forced to use the insights, so we started using it. Parallelly we were using it in Metabase and insights both. And the latest version of insights, I think version 3, a couple of months back, we re-implemented everything into a third version, v3. And we found everything, all departments, all data, truth is now reflecting on insights. So that helps us to have a review with each and every departments, each and every stakeholders of our team. And so 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 here what I got to know, or what helped I got from Frappe team, is about the kind of audit report they have shared, that gives us an insight that we are not up to the mark or not even at the average level. There is a tremendous changes required. So that is a one input, that was a big change. or big input rather. Second, time to time we get a mentorship. So we just have to raise a concern, we just have to raise a pain point or the problem statement. They might not spoon feed you, and you can't expect that from the Frappe team for sure. But they will tell you some pointers. They will give you some pointers or highlight some highlighting things. Just you need to take care it further and ensure that you are following it. You will get a result. Though it might take time, but you will get a result. And that is what the input and time to time support we got from a Frappe team.
Thank you so much, Kanaya. But can you also talk about the impact as well? Like once you did all of these processes internally, did it impact your growth? Did it impact your business? How did it help you out?
Yes, yes, definitely. When we say if you follow something consistently, religiously, you will get a result. It might take some time. You will get a result, and that is what we started saying in the recent time. Uh, I got a terminology PDCA, process, do, check, and act from Parth. One fine day we were just having a talk. That time I heard two things, PDCA and metrics. Then we implemented that PDCA, frankly, in every department, right from sales, operations, and hypercare. That is a post-sales support or post-go-live support. So that outcome we are getting, that results we are seeing, the difference we are seeing 1 year before or 2 years before, and now we are seeing the differences. So one is about seeing the data, and then what action or what kind of action you are going to take on that. So that is where your we being a owner or co-founders, it is our responsibility how you take that data and what kind of result you expect out of that. So I think that is where we started defining a stakeholders or rather the owners for each specific department. So now the difference we have seen, every department we have a owner. They define a strategies, they define an action plan, they define their day-to-day things, they review it, and we get a part of that by having a reviews frequently. And that's where we have implemented the metrics. So for each department we have decided what could be the metrics, what is going to give us a what we should be known for what factors. So those factors has been defined for each department, and that we measure quite frequently. Few things happens once in a week and few things happens once in a month. So that difference we have really seen.
Nice, nice. So I think Kanaya, from this, I think many partners will actually take inspiration and actually focus on also quality procedures. I think Neha already mentioned about the quality procedures that Frappe is following, and you in returns have actually done that very beautifully. So it's like an inspiration that can be taken. So thank you so much, Kanaya. That was really inspiring. Thank you.
So one last thing, sorry. So one last thing I would like to share. Uh, So don't take PMM as a or PMM process or rather ISO process, whatever process or certification you are going to follow or implement. Don't take it as a overhead. We have seen the changes, we have seen the differences of before implementing those processes and after. And the most important part, if you are going through certification, either PMM or ISO, you will reach up to a certain level, and that is where you are called as a certified partners. And the difference of getting a implementations done from a non-certified partners and certified partners, of course I think that users know very well. So my recommendation is to go with the certified partners if you are really looking for a successful usage of a ERP next product. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So next up, we have Mihir from Akia. Mihir has been the managing director of Akia and SMB Catalyst. They are our gold partners, and he's here to share his journey so far. So, hi, Mihir. Nice to meet you. So, how has been your journey? You have been a gold partner.
So hi, good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Hi, good afternoon. Okay. No, actually, let me mention this that no, it's fine. Yeah. Thank you so much. No, the journey has been very rewarding. I wouldn't mince my word. It's definitely rewarding, and I'll tell you a reason for that. So basically, just to give a background and context for everyone here, we are SMB Catalyst, as Ankita rightly mentioned. So as SMB Catalyst, we're a management consulting firm, and that's what we are doing for last 11 years. So a couple of years back, we started as a project management company, trying to solve and implement ERP for various clients. and with working with different implementation partners. And happened to come across ERP Next, met Rushabh at a point in time. He mentioned you should definitely look at this, and then we started. What has definitely helped us is the fact that now when we go to the client, we can give them a tech blended solution, not look at business alone, but also look at the technology side of things, help them complete that entire cycle. So that is why it's very rewarding. The any interesting thing, what Frappe has enabled, I think there are 3 or 4 things that everyone should definitely they know about, but it's important to also iterate why it's important. I think the first thing is Frappe as an partner first policy. So as I think Faraz mentioned, Smital mentioned, they have been talking about the fact that they don't do implementation on their own, which is not true with many product companies. They want the partners to implement. And it's a very big decision, right? It's not easy to decide such a big decision because it's one of the revenue drivers for any company. So what is enabled that is that they put the partner first to implement everything and they want enable the partner to do it. So that's definitely a big plus. The second thing, I feel that it's a truly open source product. So basically, as a consultant, when you work with companies, we think like a owner of the company and solve company problems. And it's very important that we are not arm twisted by license Raj and so many other things which you don't talk about, right? Because you don't know what is there in the deep, right? For example, every time you have a product upgrade, new licenses, even new license, new people added, new licenses, and it's a pain, right? And SM in a mid-sized business owner and even large companies today, they are cost conscious. So I think that's very important. So I think with these 2 things, it enables to deliver much more value to the customer, and that's what has helped us. That's definitely there.
So, what are the kind of the internal processes that you have done for a successful implementation? I can understand that you are very enterprise first.
Yeah, yeah.
So, how have you done the internal processes implementation, and how it has led to a successful implementation for
So
you?
let me start with one important thing. If you look at a statistics of, if you Google it, right? You can do it after this anytime, and list down the top reasons why ERPs fail, and hardly you'll find the product as a problem, right? It's not normally the product. There are 3 or 4 reasons why a typical ERP implementation would fail, or there will be extension of timeline, right? They've been taking more time than we think, or most costs than we estimate, right? And the 2 or 3 reasons are basically not understanding the requirements right, not understanding the business right, not managing the change management, because ERP is not about giving the product, but the users have to use the product. And when you work with SME owners of businesses, large enterprises, not all users will be comfortable from going from one product to other product. There's a learning curve. To ensure that they use that product right is also critical. The third thing is the master data, right? When you look at the data, so any system, independent, right? A small system, CRM, or as large as an ERP, uh, it's a garbage in, garbage out, right? The moment a garbage comes inside the system, as much as I want to avoid to make it work, you will get a garbage out of the system. So typically, what has helped us is because, as I mentioned, as a consulting firm, we understand business right. So there are 4 or 5 pillars that you normally work upon. So what we take care of the fact is that understanding the business and getting the blueprint right. That what exactly does the customer want and will that solve the business problem? Not because this customer said so, do this. You have to also validate whether this will work for the customer or not. And not that allows you to save a lot of rework. I think that's one important thing, that the blueprint has to be right. The second thing is the master data management. So ensuring that, at the onset, to figure out what are the data that you'll need, what are the pre-go live checklist that is needed to ensure on the date of go live, you have seen through all this thing. That's very important. The third thing is the change management and the project management. The third and the fourth thing. So it's important to be hands-on, engaging with the customer right from advance, and not only with the decision makers, but also the users. Engage with them, make them understand the product, see them that they're comfortable with the product, they've seen the product. So that is important. And when you put this thing all together, right, I feel you have a successful implementation. So it's important to give respect to all the things in that, right? And yeah.
Can you give some examples, like for with customers, where you have followed these kinds of a metric?
Yeah, let's take any example, right? For example, let's say when we try to do for a packaging tea company when we started the project, we realized that the most critical part is the blending, where you have normally a tea blend. I don't know if just to give a context of how tea is made, you take tea from it's a natural product, right? You have it get from the tea leaves and tea gardens, and you get this tea, and the package company does and takes different blends together to give you a blended tea. So it's not single a source of single farm, it's multiple farms put together, and the blend is the key to get the product right. Now that's a very specialized blend run that has to be done in the manufacturing process. So what we did was first we tried to pilot whether the blend capability can be developed in the product, validated that as a pilot first, get that confidence that the product is going to deliver, the nuances of how this is going to be done, because there are multiple steps in terms of being able to not only trace the same product, which is a SKU, but also to the fact that which farm it has come from and how what is the aging of that product, because aging is an important thing in the tea. So so what we did was we first understood, we went to the factory, we went to the sourcing, understood the whole process, migrated process into the ERP, made it successful, and then we saw that now it is successful. We can go and other things are the standard works, but it's critical. So it's important to see through the product before you start jumping the guns.
Thank you so much, Meet. I think the last example would have been very useful for many partners as well, like especially who are doing the implementations. So I think this is really useful at an enterprise level as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you.
Thank
A
you.
round of applause for him. So next up, we have Christopher. Christopher is part of Pointers Hub Limited. They are based out of Kenya and our bronze partner. So hi, Chris. So you have been a partner with us for the last 2 years, and currently you are a bronze partner as well. So how has been your journey so far?
So my name is Christopher. So out of Kenya, Nairobi. And in Pointers Hub, we believe in pointing people to possibilities, where we point companies to solve their problem. So in the ecosystem of Frappe, we used to do customizations and custom application. We used to use Laravel and Django, and we were coming up with a system for a real estate and rental management. And we realized that doing accounting was very difficult since we did not have accountants in the team. And that's when we came up and knew about ERP Next. It was in version 9, and we realized it had a strong accounting, and that's when we came on Frappe, and we've now been doing all our applications in Frappe. Yes.
Nice. So being partner close to 2 years now, what kind of initiatives from Frappe that you have got has really helped you out to scale up? Can you just maybe elaborate on something like that?
Yes. So being a partner, there are a few things that we have gotten from Frappe. The first one is having a dedicated partner manager who helps us and takes us through. If you have any challenge or any user requires anything, the partner manager is there to guide us, and a link between the client and Frappe. The second thing is that we've been able to get different sessions whereby if you have any questions, you're able to ask. These are sessions held every week, and these sessions really help. So the other thing that Frappe has helped us is that ability to close some of the clients. We have some of the enterprise clients that will require some help, some word from the OEM, and this is where now Frappe comes in and helps us. The other thing, Frappe has helped also the client. If the client had an issue, they had a question, and they would like to be able to understand it. So Frappe would help us and help us answer such questions. The other thing is initiatives like Frappe School, whereby it helps us maybe new entries or the existing people in the company are able to study and understand. And so this reduces our load in training the new entrants because they can always use Frappe School. Lastly, also in different engagements with the partner manager, you get to align your business so that your business will be able to be aligned to what Frappe stands for. So the sessions that we have with our partner managers, they usually help us to scale, to also in auditing our business, we are able to know which processes we should have, which standard operating procedures we should use, and having like a big brother holding your hand, which is very difficult. They help us do business, so we don't do business blindly. as we are implementing ERP next. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. Can you tell me, like, you are driving right now towards quality procedures internally, right?
Yes.
So, can you tell me what has impacted in your organization because of that?
So one thing that in the audit we were able to sit down and able to understand how our processes should be. So this idea of knowing that we should have a very standard procedures, that every client who comes in, they have the same experience each and every time, just like franchise. If you go to any franchise here in India and in other countries, their food will taste the same. So now in our processes, having the processes put in place, we are able to first, our clients will be able to have the same experience. They will be able to know if we are starting a project, how does it, how will it end, how will we communicate with you, what are the timelines that are required because of these particular processes. As you know that the process will make an ordinary person do extraordinary things. So because the processes are in place. So I think the process and the scaling becomes very easy when processes are in place.
Right, right. So, have you seen any impact because of that, like in terms of your growth and all of that?
Yes, we've seen impact. First, earlier on, you would find that there were duplication of duties. Maybe a specific action needs to be done. And since right now with processes, the tasks and the jobs are done very fast. Secondly, uh, in the client side, they know exactly what we require of them because the process is very standardized. So this makes the implementation to be very fast and to be very efficient.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for sharing your stories. And I think many partners over here will take inspiration, and especially our African partners. So, thank you so much.
Welcome.
So, next up, we have Abdul Shajir from Vani Solution. Vani Solution has been a gold partner in UAE as well as India. Silver. Hi, Shaji. So I have been
Hello.
corrected that they are a silver partner now. So how has been your journey as a silver partner?
Hello. Yeah. A quick introduction about me. My name is Abdul Shajir, and I head Wahini IT Solutions in United Arab Emirates, and we have a branch in Cochin as well. It's again Wahini IT Solutions Private Limited in Cochin, and the journey with partner ecosystem is wonderful. And I would like to say a small story. I've uh, I've been to this community from last 6 years, but 3 years back, I when I started my company in Cochin, then when it came success, I have moved to Dubai. Then I started a company in Dubai. Then I contacted Frappe. I think I talked to Priyanka. Then she said you have to get certified for to get listed. Then that's the moment I met Mr. Dharmesh. I didn't meet him now. So the Dharmesh said like there's a test for functional. I've been doing vanilla implementation in ERP Next for around 6 to 10 customers before getting certified. The moment I met Dharmesh and when I attended for the test, I got failed for the first time. And this is the moment when I came to know like of Frappe and the school and the process have how much impact on your business. Then I appeared for the test the second time and I got through that. But why I mentioned this is because from that there's a small game change in my business. I've been more into process. I started believing that it's not all about Shajir. It's you have to build a team. You have to follow the process. So this really helped me. And now today, it's almost just 1.5 year I've been in this company Wahini IT Solutions in United Arab Emirates. But I've been an entry partner, I've been a bronze partner, I've been a silver partner, and by end of this year, I'll be a gold partner, inshallah. So I believe the process and Frappe school, Frappe ecosystem all helped me a lot.
Thank you, Shaji. So I think like you have mentioned that training has been very much useful for you, right? So how it has helped out in understanding the product? Is it very, very useful as a partner? What would you recommend?
Yeah. Again, see, before it was all a reactive method which I was following. Like, the people come to me, I do as I know, and it was so much raw method from my knowledge. But when things got into professional and certified, it helped me to have a lead management with service level agreements, where I started responding within 4 hours of when an inquiry lands in my CRM. Then it helps me to follow this band budget and all these technologies. Then it helped me again. I mean, I started tracking the lost opportunities. This really helped me to push the lost opportunity to send newsletters, success stories. I even started a small thing recently is when I sign off a project, I meet the customer, I go and take a picture with them, I post that in LinkedIn, so that it's very tough to get an honor onboarded after it's very easy when you start sign a project, but when you but what I think is keep relationship with customers. I believe I'm very good in that, even with my friends and everyone, even with the partner managers and everyone. I keep, constantly contact, and we talk. So this kind of things was really helpful for me from after this certifications and everything.
So what recommendation would you be actually giving to an entry level partner who's just being introduced in the ecosystem, or someone who has been a community member who might be starting their partnership? What recommendation would you be suggesting them?
My recommendation will be get certified, but have a very good business knowledge, because yeah, theoretically it covers everything, but still, to convince a customer or to pitch a customer with the right solution, you should now you should have that regional experience with the product knowledge, so that I think it evolves with the experience. So I don't know, freshers can track it very easily, but honestly, uh, Frappe plus the experience have to go through for a successful journey, I think. I believe.
Right. Thank you so much, Shajir. I think some note for the entry level partners that certification is very, very important. So please do complete your certifications if you have not completed. So thank you so much, Shajir. Thank you for sharing your experience. Any questions that you have for the business team, please raise your hands and we will take it one by one.
Hi, this side Vimal Rugani. So it's such like been mentioned that ERP is a quite different game. So just trying to understand, like even just now been mentioned by the Abdul that we need to be a certified first. I've been certified ERP just few months back, but still I'm quite new to the ERP system. I'm a bit confused about becoming a partner. Like, is it what do you exactly advise? Is it right time for me to become a partner? Like, I need to be a bit more mature in the ERP ecosystem. Then after I should apply for the partnership.
Take it. So I think it depends on at this point of time what is your current situation as well. Of course, you can reach out to our business team. We will help you out. But I think it's always good to do one or two implementations. But we will be along your side as Frappe. So I think before you start, of course, the Frappe school training is a good way to start off things, and then you can be part of the Frappe ecosystem as a partner, because that's when you are going to be getting the value out of the partnership. So I think that would be my recommendation. But I think Faraz and Neha can chime in, and if they will have some recommendations.
I agree with Ankita. See, if you have a very large deal, then you can sign up for partnership. But if you have a small deal, maybe get one or two successes out. Most of our partners join after having at least 3 to 5 success stories. After then they become a partner. But if you have a large enterprise deal and you need direct help from us either in a deal assistance or during the delivery process, then you should sign sooner, because that will help you in that customer. But otherwise, you can just get started. And easiest way to get started for any partner is work with one partner for the first implementation. Work with someone, get hands on experience, shadow the implementation, and that's how you learn the best, in addition to Frappe School and everything else.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you have any deal locking system for partners and non-partners? So, for example, I'm working on a deal. I'm not a partner right now. Uh, Hopefully, we will be partners. But till the time we are working on a deal and customers, they take a bag and go shopping. So, do you have any mechanism right now to lock the deal?
Currently, we don't have a deal locking system. See, we are all about open source, so we give the full control to the end customers. So if an end customer is evaluating three partners in parallel, it's their choice. Also, we don't have licensing fees based commissions also. So in any way, it doesn't matter. Whoever is the best fit for the end customer wins the deal. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
So in terms of deal locking, we can give preference. We have within PRM we have something called partner leads, partner owned leads. So once you're a partner, you can go and add your lead, and we understand that you have added first. We can give priority or attention, and we can win this together. So this is what we have as a process as of now. But for enterprises, maybe we can vouch if the partner has the best quality. We can recommend them there.
I actually missed that part. So we do have a process where if you take our help on a lead, we will recommend you only to them. So irrespective, like in the journey of the evaluation, that's when if you've shared a deal with us and we've helped you, then we'll recommend you only for it. Any other questions? I know the talk was very long. We covered SMB, enterprise, but any other questions?
Hello. I'm Amol Patil. So I have been working with one of the organization, and in last month, we explored about Frappe, and it was really interesting. And we are building a application for one of the warehouse management. So we are about to release the application, and of course, hearing all the talks, it's really interested to become a partner. But my question is, at this point, since we are about to become a partner. So at this point, would there any help that our development team would get in terms of implementation? Of course, our team is looking at the documentation and those stuff, but the sharing those best practices, is there any kind of a support system that can help us to get not familiar but best implementation, Frappe's best practices or implementation kind of a things?
So, currently we have resources that we share with our partners. So, there's nothing that is as such publicly available, but you can check out the webinars we do. So, we have webinars on different domains done by our partners on YouTube. And that has been a great learning source for new partners to learn about the product and different domain and the complexities in the implementation. But other than that, we don't have any specific resources or public training. Yeah, so we've had some white papers that also can help you on agile methodology, on best practices for implementation. Those are slightly dated, but the content is very useful. Recently, some partners told us they've been referring it. So we have some white papers on the website which you can use for your current implementations.
Hi, sorry to answer. I work as a partner manager here. So, sorry. Even though you're not a partner, if you're in touch with us, we surely go out of the way and help you out with what are the best practices in our industry. Eventually, you will get the best practices, and you will soon become a partner. So that is our part where we, even if you're not a partner, we surely help you out on that. Yeah. So you can get in touch, or you can fill the form of the partnership, and we can have a discussion on that.